No, I wish in some ways I was down on the floor,
Yes.
with many of the people, and that's where CBS Mornings co-host Tony DeCopel has been for us all week. And Tony, love checking in with you to just get a sense of what it's like on the floor with all the delegates.
Well, Nora, good evening to you. I've got a special treat for you because one of the themes of every night, I'm sure it'll be true tomorrow night as well, is how Democrats plan to help workers and working families. Unions in this country are a big deal. Tens of millions of people are members of unions, and their ability to shape politics and business in this country goes all the way back to the 1700s. So what role will unions play in 2024? I've got just the person to answer that question. Shawn Fain, the president of the United Auto Workers, is here with me. One of the only individuals in the whole arena wearing a red shirt, which happens to be the color of the other party. But you make clear where you stand.
Yeah, we wear red every Wednesday in the UAW and in labor. It stands for solidarity among all the working class people. So this is something we do every Wednesday. And but we wear red and it says "Vote Harris." So it's just something we do as a united movement.
Shawn, we were talking earlier, and I'm hoping you can clear up for our viewers a bit of a contradiction, because if you look at the polling, most Republican voters do not support unions in general. They think they have a negative effect on the country. And yet, as you acknowledged in your speech a couple nights ago, about a third of your membership voted for the Republican in the last two elections. How do you explain that?
Yeah, well, I don't think most Republicans don't support organized labor. I think most elected Republicans don't. I think they are typically, the Republican Party is a party that represents corporate greed, and they represent anytime there's legislation that gets put before Congress, typically it's a straight party line vote. Democrats typically vote for working class people. Republicans don't. And we're talking about some of our members. I mean, look, it's a democracy. There's members that have maybe single issues why they vote a certain way, but overall, a huge majority of our members will vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and I believe that we're going to win come this fall.
We're at a potentially pivotal moment politically, because while the UAW has endorsed Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, the Teamsters have not. They are apparently going to think about it over the weekend. They're waiting to hear more on how a Harris-Walz administration would lift workers' wages. Do you know something they don't? Have you been told or given any assurances about what will happen with wages in the next administration?
Well, we've already seen under Biden-Harris, we've already seen wages increase, and through our bargaining last contract, our record contracts we bargained for, we had the biggest increases in our history. And that also benefited non-union workers at Toyota, Honda, Nissan. As soon as we bargained our contracts, they gave 10% increase to their workers because they knew we're coming for them. And so, and you look at the Teamsters are still on the fence, but virtually every other union in this country is supporting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And, I will say this. In 1980, the air traffic controllers and the Teamsters supported Ronald Reagan, and we saw how that worked out for them.
In a pretty chummy recent conversation between Donald Trump and Elon Musk on the X platform, Donald Trump complimented Elon Musk for his ability to unceremoniously and without much empathy fire striking workers. How much of your support for Democrats is opposition to Donald Trump and a hope that you'll be able to unionize Tesla while Elon Musk is endorsing the opposition?
Well, this isn't about Elon Musk and me. This is about working class people. And our opposition to Donald Trump and virtually many Republicans in the Senate and in Congress altogether, they don't vote for our issues. The PRO Act, not one Republican voted for it. And the issue with Donald Trump, I mean, literally, Donald Trump with Elon Musk just blatantly admitted, in a Twitter feed that he celebrates Elon Musk for firing striking workers. Workers in this world, in this nation, it's a federal right to be able to strike and not be fired for that. I mean, so they laugh at the law, they sneer at the law, and that's the problem with Donald Trump.
Well, Shawn, I think a lot of our viewers not only would like to thank unions overall for their work over the years, bringing us the weekend, the 8-hour workday, and sick paid leave. They also are curious, you're going to take your jacket off again as you did? You had quite a performance on stage a couple nights ago.
Maybe not tonight. We'll see how hot it gets in here. It's been pretty hot here all week, though. These members, these delegates are all fired up and ready to go. They're ready to stand up for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and we'll see.
All right, Shawn, thank you very much. It has not actually been temperature-wise very hot in here. This is a hockey rink a lot of times of the year, and I think they could play tonight. I'll send it back to you, Nora.